How can one LinkedIn message change the future of a startup? If you want to discover the answer, you have to listen to episode 93 of Women Disrupting Tech with Esther Bisschop, titled How One Message Changed the Future of Third. My name is Dirk Jan Upkes, I'm your host, and in this video I'll share 3 things that stood out to me. Number 1 is, of course, the LinkedIn message. Just imagine Esther sitting behind her computer thinking about how she's going to grab the attention of the head of AR at Snapchat in 140 characters. Not even to get an acquisition, but to maybe get a connection, maybe get on a call, or at least have a really cool connection, and maybe even show investors how cool it would be to partner up with large companies like Snap. It was a long shot. She tried anyway, and as you'll find out in this episode, it worked well. Number 2, the power of reinvention. And by listening to this episode, you'll discover that Esther had to reinvent herself pretty much throughout her career. She moved from being an employee at ThinkWise to partly owning that company, to becoming a co-founder in Vert, the startup that her brother and a friend founded, and ultimately becoming an investor. If you think, well, that sort of sounds like Rich Dad's cash flow quadrants, and all 4 of those quadrants, by the way, you could be right. And if you're thinking, what is he talking about? Check out the show notes for a link to that book by Robert Kiyosaki. Number 3, the power of pausing. Right at the beginning of the episode, Esther mentions that she's comfortably in limbo. And that gives her headspace, it gives her the opportunity to reflect and to look ahead to new opportunities as an investor, or maybe even founding another company. In any case, it also gives her the opportunity to do really cool trips, like to the new startup scene in India that she went on and that she tells about towards the end of the episode. It's a really cool comparison that she can make between the Indian startup ecosystem and the Dutch startup ecosystem. And spoiler, that doesn't only have to do with size. It also has to do with mindset and thinking big. All in all, this episode is one where you want to have pen and paper ready, because you're going to be writing a lot, especially if you're a startup founder, but I think also if you're an investor in Dutch tech startups. It could be really interesting to hear about the lessons that Esther has and that she shares generously in this episode. So if you want to listen to the entire episode with all the drama, all the lessons that Esther learned in it, head over to Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Look for episode 93 of Women Disrupting Tech, titled The Message That Changed the Future of Third with Esther Bisschop. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you head over to our new channel at Women Disrupting Tech, of course, and make sure you also subscribe so you can follow the podcast there too. With that, have a very good day, and until the next episode or until the next vlog, keep being awesome.